Greetings, ladies and gentle dogs. Welcome back to the madness, because of course, the madness never ends. The madness has kitties! 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 Kitties? Kitties? Just a kitty. He's a kitty. He's little Miss Adorable. Yes. Little Miss Adorable. Meow, 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 meow. Hello. Alright. Well, yes, I am of course that guy. This is another edition of Evil Ninja Space Pirate Radio. Evil Ninja Space Pirate Radio. The second one today. We played Stray Gods earlier. We played the Orpheus DLC, which was not a long DLC. It was nice. But yeah, I was through it in like about an hour, which is, I guess, less than I was expecting. Oh, well. Still good. Still good. I still enjoyed it. And, you know, it's pretty cheap, so yeah, can't complain really. But now we're going to jump back into some Disco Elysium. There was a kitten trying to attack hanging claws. There's kittens here. Anywho, shall we hop to it? Let's get right in with some more Disco Elysium. Published by Zom. Zom! I don't know why. Don't judge me, or if you are going to judge me. If you're going to judge me kindly. Why do I keep yawning today? I'm so tired. Should not be this tired considering how much sleep I had yesterday. Don't ask me what I was doing, okay? Stop. Stop questioning the madness. Cannot question the madness. But I just still leading up to. Come on back. Oh man. Doesn't seem to be that. Anyway. I'm confused how this works. And also how to get out of it. There we go. Anyway, continue. Be afraid to say weird things. People are more forgiving to persons of power, like police officers. Alright, we are in the bookshop.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance.
Sounds familiar.
Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
A golden pendant hangs around the woman's neck in the shape of what looks like a tiny fish head trapped in amber. A curious pendant you're wearing?
Oh yes,
Curious
helps to have
pendant
an
you're wearing.
anchor in these times.
Before we go on, you usually do well enough. Can you give me some money? I feel there won't be an opportune moment to ask later.
Sir, don't be ridiculous. I certainly will not give you money. I would be doing you a grave psychic disfavour.
Okay.
One has to earn one's success, even if one is a police officer. Handouts are nothing but manipulation. All they do is make you dependent.
Okay, fine. What is this insolence? You misunderstood. You misunderstand me. I am a powerful feudal lord. I demand tribute. This is about tradition.
Now, hey there. Sounds like someone isn't taking responsibility for the energy they bring into this space. Tribute? Power? These are not the traditions we're used to in this part of the world.
So, are you the owner of this store?
I am. The proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
She has fine-tuned her voice to find the most welcoming approach for a technique. Doesn't work. Your daughter is the one standing outside the store,
Annette,
right?
yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post, doing her job like a proper girl?
Doesn't matter. Now tell me something else.
And what else can I do for you?
The girl outside mentioned this place is cursed.
Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy.
Magnetic?
Good for commercial activity. My business is thriving, sir.
Doesn't feel like it's thriving. Feels ghostly. What if I want to buy
Then why
bulk?
are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything? See those shelves there? Go. Be drawn.
So what type of books do you have?
Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. The shelves compel you, don't they?
She's attempting to mentally direct you towards the shelves. She only wants you to buy the goods. She doesn't care about books. Do you even know what books you have for
Truth
sale?
be told, not really. My sister brings in most of the goods. I'm sure it's all very literary stuff with well-written prose. But you don't learn about the important things in life from fabricated stories.
Where do you learn about the important
Truth
things
is
then?
available if you just know where to look. And you have to open and free your mind to understand.
What's going on here then? You doing that about? Yeah. Alright, I'll take a look then. Farewell for now, book peddler. She said it's had a curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Shopkeeper, what's behind these curtains?
Nothing. Why aren't you browsing the books? Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? You ought to.
Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more annoying they become. Examine the strange cage-like trinket. You see some... Really? You see some kind of charm and a regular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks and straw on side. A disturbing fish head with empty eye socket stares at you. Pull open the curtains. Just as you're about to pull up out the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
Really? She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people? This is about the curse. No, I don't know that shit. Mum, this is different. I'm a police officer. I need to get in there.
It's not like anyone was killed there. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
This is about the curse. That's why you're afraid.
It's just a storeroom for the employees. I told you. Now, please step away from the curtains.
But I sense this place calling for me. I must investigate beyond the threshold.
My God. Even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
I don't care. You can't stop me. I'll open them.
No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme.
Lies. Rip them open, we say. There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful. Curtains touted with Asian covered dust hang before you. Rip them apart this time for real. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back covered in dozens of scary little cage-like trinkets. Your shadow looming over it.
I warned you. You're unleashing forces beyond your understanding.
Ghostly silhouettes of hairdryer. No shame those would ever put their head into such machines. A vaguely androgynous portrait of a man, mainly looking that an unmanly haircut threatens your masculinity. Ordered door. Every door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. What if you just break it down? Maybe I should break it down, but not before I strategize. That's right, taking your surroundings, you need to have solid ground and a proper posture you want to state. First, check your posture. Steady breathing, solid core, you've got this. With one shoulder forward, you're ready to smash at the door like a battering ram. Check your surroundings. The room is dimly lit and lit with old barbershop rubbish, but the path to the door's clear. What about the door? Made of a solid block of wood, but it has stood there for ages. The hinges are old and coated with a carmine layer of rust. It should be doable. Knock on the door. Brilliant echo. No one was there. Break down the door! I failed, didn't I? Ouch! What is going on? Where is it? can hear it in the walls. There it is. Oh, shoot. Whose moronic idea was it to just run through the door? Don't you know things like that hurt? Oh, God. I deserve this. My body deserves to suffer being this weak and disappointed.
Are you alright? These looked pretty intense and painful, I must admit.
What is going on there? Are you really trying to break down the back door?
Yes?
I warn you, don't tempt the spirits, officer. Don't tempt the spirits, or you'll damage the holy wards on the door.
Kills into pain threshold. Right. It only looks like you've done any around, however, it's still locked in close, covering dozens. Pain threshold, eh? There's always something going on with that door. What are you doing? To the back. What are you doing? There. Yeah. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? What you do? What you do? What's Kitsuragi doing? Bam. There were maps of international borders inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins and balls come loose from one corner. All in favour, your eye catches a map of Insulind, map of Rebashon, and a map of Martinet. Map of Insulind. Those archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots in the night beacon. Out in the northeast, Elysium, I hear. Not far in the southwest, Seventies Islands. Yeah, du fantôme. What else? Ozone, Laurentide, Antide, Baths, Flache à la mer, Archipelagos, North Arcade Islands. It's all just specks of dust on the vastness thing. On the edges of the map, the colour fades into a blur of dotted lines, black and white. Northeast of dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou store. Radiating outward from you, the Suzerian Savashal. The radius of 80 kilometers still, the crown jewel of this isola would be very visible. Good first, can you see cities? Yeah, no, Caillou, Ravashal, I think Blackstar, Onozone, Pondalea, and Vremendo. On Archipelagos, Croyant Moraine, Villiers, on Semenine, Olduvai, and on Laurentide, the aura of the seven seas. Lost little pearls of light, tiny fires in the dark. Look at the edges. The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Mundi is the north azimuth, Grad is the northeast azimuth, Samara is the east azimuth, Stiol is the west azimuth, Isolas they're called. Connections to other worlds past the Insulindian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there. You have little idea what they are, distant stars, gods, but looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you, very far away. Perhaps they are gods of distant dust. Look at the map of Revachol. The north coast of a verdant island is shadowed by the delta of a river. It is the River Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to two river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center. teeming with life forms and constructions. To the east, rolling hillsides, Les Jardins, Stella Maris, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity. They sound rich to you. This is Rebachol, east and west of the river. Couronne. It's somewhere to live, not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Faubourg. It's almost as bad and much louder. Then Coal City. It's the worst. And Martinez. It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait, there it is. North of Jamrock, the strip of coast next to the greater Rebachol industrial harbour. It looks downright despondent. It's almost Coal City, to be honest. No, Coal City is worse. Chardlim. Rain falls on its thick back streets, and then there's the burnt-out quarter in the heart of Jamrock. Cold in this bookstore, or is it just you? No, this is somewhere to be. This is all you have, but it's still something. Streets and sodium lights, the sky, the world. You're still alive. Look at the map of Martinez. It's not really a map, it's a tourist thing, a picture postcard with buildings on it. Drawn from an isometric perspective, a date in the upper right corner says 48. Still, it's detailed, could be pretty useful scanning ahead. You see the jagged boxes of industrial harbour, even the whirling rags there. Storekeep, can I buy these maps?
Officer, the map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. And besides, you could scarcely afford them.
Rude!
They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though.
Why is the one of Martinez so cheap?
That old thing. It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location that never was nor came to be.
Mi scusi? Questionable noises.
From when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago, they also renovated the horse statue, set up those coin-operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps.
And what happened
They didn't
then?
get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins are bad for business.
Right, well, I want to buy the map of Martinez.
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
Well, on map features the patchwork of the streets of Martinez. Directions to approximately touristy locations. U48 resides in the upper right corner. Trace a path through the grid. The finger moves through the various streets across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Cispare, over Saint-Brun and Martinez North. Finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself. For more detailed review of the map, go to your journal and select the map tab. Hey, I have a map. Mijn klok. La voix va. Allons-y. Formidable. Un poil. If I see shining. Oh, there's all that around there. Really? Yes. There's all the way around. There's my poil. 1 o'clock. Ah, that one. One. Totalmente inapual. Interfacing. Challenging. Where? So it's not strictly about crime rhymes or ogres of a mind with paranormal, paranatural literature. Look, shall. Amidst the various books you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance. Point to the book, many others on the shelf, sticky people medicinal advice, a situation where they don't have access to paid health services. How does that work? It serves platitudes while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, knowing people don't have access to it, which costs more than this book, is garbage, and would only give you cancer anyway without even curing a cold or anything. Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything. So it's important to note, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, that it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place. Does the book say anything else? The creatures, chapters, and topics such as how to find magnesium, giving us plants you can harvest magnesium from, how to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his liver, and there's even a chapter on the ancient race tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre and post factum apply. Nothing worth buying. This is just mundane garbage. What's paranatural about this? Find something truly. Don't me head increases with every passing moment you gaze at the shelf. Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a small green book becomes apparent. The title of it reads Medicinal Purposes of the Pale. Pale. The book contains very little Oh shit, I'm dropping a lot of frames. Like shitloads. What the dickens? What the shit? What's going on there? That's Banhotakuda. Why am I dropping so much? Peeps. Really, is my stream really going that badly? What's happening here? I'm gonna check on my phone. That's a lot of drop frames. Go on, show me. Ole, 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 ole. Hey, hey, ole, ole, ole. How well is that going to come through? Ole. Oh, yo, yo. Seems to be coming through fine. Weird. Very strange. It's been doing fine. Is it? Is it? It's fine from what I can tell, from like what I can see. Don't understand. Um. Alright, let's just ignore it. Seems to be okay. Exchange, very little explanation on the matter. I don't seem to take for granted. What's this book about? The book contains descriptions of various pseudo-scientific therapies, alternative medicines, and folk remedies involving the pale, also known as le territoire. Le territoire. Le territoire. Le territoire. For example, it recommends vigorously swatting one's naked body with a venek, or hand broom made from the leafy twigs of a young birch tree from the near pale. Even better if you can find someone else, preferably a large man dressed in nothing but a towel, to thrash you while you're spread naked and helpless on a cool slab. Sounds invigorating. It is, and good for the circulation too. What else? Also recommends consuming distilled spirits like vodka or whiskey that have been aged in the pail. Readers are instructed to cover these jars in a shallow hole just inside the pail and leave them there for 30 to 60 days depending on the potency desired. And what does this pale-aged liquor do? Among other benefits, it is alleged to restore damaged liver to perfect health. I should probably get my hands on some of that. What else is in there? For general health and well-being, readers are encouraged to take regular strolls with the pail. Though a sidebar cautions readers to limit each stroll to less than an hour. These strolls promise to cleanse the mind of worries and the bodies of toxins, especially if the perambulator performs this ritual in the nude. Nudity figures prominently in a number of these prescriptions. Exactly what you need. I don't know. I don't want to be the party pooper. Pale territory sounds sort of dangerous. Maybe you shouldn't walk in it naked. Anything else of note? There's a entire section devoted to cures for men who are struggling to perform their marital obligations. Well, I certainly don't need that. You close the book. Oh, but I can't afford it.
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh no! I would say The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool, delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power.
Who or what is in Innocence?
A very influential historical figure. But surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education.
Well,
The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things.
alright. I thought it was about which of these innocences is the coolest and greatest.
Perhaps for a layman, deep analysis is necessary to peel back the multi-layered meanings.
So you recommend it?
Certainly, it's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise.
Yes, imagine. Imagine all the chaos. I feel like you should get this one definitely as a bonus. Look through the display of books. Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin, and they seem important or relevant. It's all just vapid egoism. Then in particular, odds are to catch your eye reads High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Earl and Alfie Delatraz by one Cecilia Averbrook. High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney races in history. One of them is the madcap driver Jacob Earl. His blonde mane graces the cover. Next to Earl's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star. He's famous for shooting morphine into one of his eyeballs and cocaine into the other. Jesus Christ. Next to that, Ravacholian radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a rundown drug den. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8, reporting on real-life crime and ruining cop stays.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse, though, but not too long.
She understands she's erred against the customer and immediately corrects course.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead. Take your time. Time is commerce.
Yes, it is. Best remember that. Shelf of crime novels. These shelves are in bed with books from the same series. See the name Dick Mullen over and over. Shopkeep, what's all this crime fiction?
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out.
Oh, that Dick Mullen? Oh, he's quite the, scoundrel?
You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
Oh, do they now? Really? Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes and the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not to mention all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of the books found on the shelf? Sure thing. You see, Dick Mullen on the job. Get me Mullen. The Starward Adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the Murder in the Orchard. The Sordid Affair of Dick Mullen. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the murder house. The final case of Dick Mullen, an obvious lie. Dick Mullen in the clock tower. The ordeals of Dick Mullen. Dauntless Dick. Dick Mullen's funeral pyre. The murder of Dick Mullen. Dick Mullen dies? Oh no, turns out he faked it to solve a case. Are there any more? Yes, there's also the dame who did it. Farewell, my mullet. Faking death seems to be a common trope in the mullet series. The morbid tales of Dick Mullen. A dark tide turns. Tragedy calls for Dick Mullen. Another one with fake death. And of course, Dick Mullen, the murderer. In order to catch a murderer, Dick Mullen must become the murderer. Come on, this is not the way real police solve crimes. The real police are some 20 kilometers away, sitting in an armored motor carriage.
Come on, Chester. Tell the story again.
What? Tall man turns towards the lean man and pats him on the back.
Again? Man, I tell that one at least once a month. It's not that interesting.
The fuck it is. And these guys haven't heard it. You see, Chester here.
Mm-hmm. Chester faked his own death once.
Gosh, why?
A very fucking dangerous case, ain't that right, Chester? They almost got you that time.
Yeah, sure came close. Alright, so I was tailing this guy called Francis the Shoe.
Francis the Shoe! After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen? Action speed. Yes, who is Mullen? Fail! Your attempt to cast the answer fails. It seems very close by. Pulsating, just out of reach. Dick Mullen? Gift books and molten candy. Man from Heimdall series. Heimdall? Maybe. Heimdall. No, Helmdall. Helmdall. The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Heimdall somewhere. Doorkeeper, tell me about the Muscle Man books.
Oh, Man from Heimdall.
Heimdall.
A very popular series of adventure novels. They're awfully immoral and violent books.
Why are they so popular?
Blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those mystical things he encounters.
Sounds good to
They're
me.
bound to grab those with little imagination and nothing to do.
Sounds good. Which one should I start with?
What does it matter? They're all the same. However, the customer is always right, they say. If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Heimdallaman, the man from Heimdall. It's supposed to be a good introduction to the series.
Look through the display of books. Rows and rows of Heimdallaman. Heimdallaman blow your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Heimdall and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Heimdall, Return to Heimdall. And the solipsistic Man from Heimdall and the Heimdall Man. What? Man from Heimdall and the Heimdall Man. Good God, how many are there? Maybe 100. Man from Heimdall and the Sages of the End of the World. Man from Heimdall and the False God. Man from Heimdall and the Scorched Earth. Man from Heimdall, the Heimdall Colonies. Man from Heimdall and the Swamp Beast. Man from Heimdall and the Snow Crabs. Those snow crabs are worse than they sound. Is that all? Not even close. Man from Heimdall in Hell. Man from Heimdall in the Forest of Slaves. Man from Heimdall under the lake. Man from Heimdall burning. There's even the Trial of Death, a personal combat game book set in the world of Heimdallaman, and so much more. Oh, God. Do I need the book to call out to me? Turn to the back of your head makes you flinch. Your eyes start twitching. Ah. Ow. Your hand reaches towards a book with a glossy cover out of the very muscular man from Heimdall in chains, kneeling in front of a staircase leading to a throne. Woman sits on the throne, leering at the man, laughing at him, belittling him. Between the throne and the Heimdallaman lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads, Man from Heimdall and the Devil Woman. Aren't all women devil women? Especially those leering types who seem to wear nothing but an armored bikini. Also some sort of a snake lizard beast slithering out her abdomen, chest, shoulder region. Day right before you was burdened on the path of man from campfire novels. I am pretty close to broke. What's this got? Management board games, small management, colourful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Riddle-related merchandise. Storekeep, what board games do you have here?
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography. Browbritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family? Do I have friends? Are you actually friends, or just let's throw together the same? Look at me. I don't feel as if I have any
Friends
kids.
are technically like family. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
Sounds like a game I've heard of. What's it called? Industrialization? Countrification. Something like that. So what about all these Wirral things?
Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all. I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts.
Oh, really?
That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral
Oh,
stuff.
yes, highly
You
immoral.
can still buy them, though.
Look through the pile of Wirral-related items. An endless variety of source books, law books, and codices litter the table. The topmost book is titled Velkin Compendium, 2nd edition. Also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katwak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a pick-your-path adventure gamebook titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag. Anything that really catches my eye. There's a box that says Wirral 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. Side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. A sticker on it displays 25 real. Nonsense for anemic binoclars. Fair enough. All I bought was the map. It would appear. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, 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 oi. Oi, 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 oi. Buffalo soldier. De la Grasda. You are here at the Martinez waterfront. In fact, I am there. To be precise. Formidable. Policeman cloak. Should I try to go for the cloak again? Challenging. Window. Tibbs has windows. The value hanger which collect these bottles and sell them. The corner of your says, no, this is when you says 25 centimes and pull the handle while looking inside and then use the fixed knob to say. Needs to be in the corners of the conch. The ring metal, pull the handle and look inside. Pins on a stay up and you can lean into catch as well. Different blues and greens in the middle of the shimmer stands a drab grey shape like a ghost. Turn the knob to focus your vision. Lenses shift, the ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. In the ruins of man-made structures visible, half-sunken seaboard. It's concrete almost reconquered by nature. As if it was abandoned quite some time ago, nothing but a rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft tower. A lonely birch tree grows out of it. Leaf ripped from it by the winter wind. Hang in there, little one. Little brave birch tree seems to way back in the wind. There are ruins of some kind of building there.
Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it out.
Review associating others, concepts full of fossil machine permanently inaccessible. Poor little viewer. None of your skull and imagining panel looks like hygienic. Look inside. A layer of graffito covers the lens as you spell out the word Unuk, but on the other side is with N and C scribbled backwards. Kuno! Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast studded with concrete and reeds. One is a church on stilts like you, weather-worn, with a plank with an egg-shaped cross topping the tower. The church looks old and weather-worn. There are no lights in the windows. Vandalism.
Probably some kids.
Yeah, it's like a kid's named Kuno. Perhaps. Where's that thing? I'm going to try and go for that coat again. Buena previsión, venga, no problema. No parable. Splatter and bullet holes lines the wall. Hear the distant squall of seabirds. Where's that button?
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, all right?
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab the ball and play. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions. Can I ask what game it is first? Hey, you got this. There's the ball. You're the game. Observe them first.
See? Your munching and complaining have ruined my concentration.
The ball towards a smaller wooden ball in the sand.
Ah, mon Dieu. The pain in my back is unbearable. I can't even say if it's in my back or hip anymore. Feels like it's in both.
I hope you pass out from it, you goddamn jellyfish. Men like you are the reason this nation is sinking.
Shh, none of them, they don't know what they're doing. They're old. You're laying down yourself in the team. In the damn game already. Right. What team? No matter what team, pick a team, any team, the blue team, you're letting them down. Get in the game and throw the goddamn ball. Why are you so mean to me? Oh, fuck. Eyes on the ball, dinky winky.
See? Ah, I hope you...
I'm on it, coach. Yeah. Hey, I passed. You're immediately surprised that the ball's like, wait, no matter, you'll make it work. God, this is right. You feel the familiar tremble of salmon and adrenaline that precedes the victory. Time is frozen. Feel the ball. Cold metal ball surprisingly smooth against your neck. It is a pattern on it, probably a sponsored ball. Yours would only be covered with bumps of learning and scars of victory. Already your muscles are adjusting to the weight and nervous system calibrating. You and the ball emerge into a single entity. The man ball is ready. Taking the surroundings. A chilly breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. All sounds, smells, even the wind. You face until the ending looks at the union of man and ball. It was time for a last glance inward. Who am I? An embodiment of pure motion, a fine-tuned locomotor running at maximum efficiency. Behold the fear and confusion reflecting in the eyes of the two feeble geezers. They're in awe of your superiority. You are a god to them. Some would still say you're a cop, but I guess we're beyond that now. The inertia can be contained no more than a bullet leaving a gun. Let go. Be the bullet.
Merde! Bordel de merde! What the hell is your problem?
Yeah, he just did. Not a weak rat tries it, that's for sure.
I don't care if you are a cop. You do not just ruin someone's game. It's so goddamn disrespectful.
I'm sensing anger, and I don't understand why.
Vandalized our game, son. We can't play petanque with 5 bull.
Oh, petanque. Ah, yes, I thought it was shot put.
Well, it damn well isn't. It's petanque. You ruined a petanque game. We want our bull back.
Take it easy, René. This is just a misunderstanding, isn't it, officer? No harm done.
Yes.
Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. You owe us a goddamn bull.
Okay, I'll try to fix this.
Good. Mistakes are forgiven when men at least try to right their wrongs. I believe you will try. Now, why did you approach us?
Let's talk. It'll smooth things over. All people like attention. Continue playing in a crater.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
Do you know what created it?
I do. Fire from heavy artillery.
Maybe artillery fire. That's the best kind of artillery fire. Very interesting. Yeah, it's created by artillery fire, but why?
Why what?
Why was heavy artillery
Because
used?
that's what happens when communists hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
Like two other communards again.
Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists, call them what you like. They just chose the name to feel special. Senseless sentimentality.
Did you use artillery fire against them?
Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't though, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
Show them in Montenegro.
Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the commies up first.
The beachhead?
Yes. The military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachel.
You find your lack of story not charming. Dynamo's deterioration in the preceding generations.
Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in '08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta.
No, sounds grim.
This here is Blood Ground, where Coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out.
Those rabid dogs.
Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Oh. That explains all the war damage.
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on this city before they stormed it. And it worked, too.
He approved of this radical approach, as it was necessary.
The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course they still hold influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players on the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think?
Nothing. I don't think I just...
I'm just so damn sorry it had to be the coalition. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frisell had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case.
This royal failure weighs heavy on him.
Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio.
Stupid music.
This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with.
What's this Frisell?
Damn Frisell. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay, in a very public execution.
The Holy Paloi. Right. You mentioned Guillaume.
A true king in both blood and mind led Revachol before Frisell. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile.
What exactly is a suzerain?
The suzerain is the king! Has everyone forgotten already? They forgotten already.
Then they'll forget everything. In turn, then he chooses anger over melancholy.
It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's bowls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
Saw the statue of Philippe III near the roundabout.
Ah, yes! King Philip III on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
Cocaine? Cocainium? Sounds like our kind of king. And, just imagine, what kind of cocaine a king would have had.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule.
I gotcha. I gotcha. Yes, I gotcha. Gotcha. I gotcha, little Crowley. Little bean. Little small bean. Little not so small bean. Hey, buddy. The small bean. Need the beanie. Need beanie. Here's beanie. Beanie, beanie, bean. Here's bean. Here's bean. Here's bean. What happened to you, one white whisker, buddy? One white. What? You had one white whisker. So cute. You've got eye gunk. Hey, buddy, you've got eye gunk. Hold on. You have eye gunk. There you go. Better, isn't it? There you go. How should a true king?
Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood.
Seems to me a leader should take care of his people before himself.
Elysium is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was such madness to try to...
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
No one and nothing can change the sun. The rich as they come. Still in that antique uniform. A symbol for it. What was that about cocaine?
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple nose candy the nobility loved so much.
Purple nose
A
candy?
cocaine connoisseur of sorts. His egocentricity is borderline legendary.
You can't even take responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility weighing on the shoulders of a ruler? That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine, for clarity of vision, to aid in their work. Regnum cocainum, Revachol's finest years.
I'm sad, sorry.
Of course. Clarity of vision. Awareness.
Philip III was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine. The court made him administer the dose to his mother when she was in labor, and it is well known that with the help of cocaine, only the purest, of course, he was able to connect with higher realms.
Arms, of course, it all makes sense. Wow.
It's really not. Please, do spare us the cocaine fairy tales.
Supposedly, I'm dropping a lot of frame.
Yes, indeed. We're not here to investigate the drug trade of centuries past.
Right.
You know anything about the man hanged in the backyard of Welling in rags?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely.
And most of the locals?
In Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame them?
But you don't have a problem with cop.
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
So again, you don't know anything.
If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I'm an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no longer concerns me.
This is a man with a lot of past, but little present and almost no future. Here we go. What is it about this also? Sorcerers. I was observed and refusing to go the passes of any promise.
This is the uniform of the Royal Carabineers in service of Frissel the First, Guillaume Le Lion, and the valiant King Philip V before him.
Don't you mean Fritzl the Fan?
You do not speak his name, Craven, although he was a clown. But he was our clown, ours to ridicule and to mourn.
Venus, you'll get to it. Thank you for your...
Cop of the Apocalypse. It's not fire. It's not ash. There will most certainly be a sea of corpses leading up to the event. But it won't be war or pestilence that causes it. Oh no, the event will belong to a genre of cataclysm no man has dared to suspect would ever come to pass. You can only sense the shape of it, like a cavity, a pit opening up in your stomach, a throat into which the world will vanish. The streets, the grass, the stars, all will be rolled back. By whom, by what, and how, you don't know. All you know is, you're not joking around.
Cool. You really showed that mail collection box.
Think so? Think it was cool?
I don't.
That was stupid.
We can...
And damage morale. Looks like very nice. Ooh.
Sure. Just be careful, okay? Looks like you almost strained a muscle there. Hmm.
Evening, officers.
But then, around the waterlock, having a generous service allowing for no hundreds. As a fix them. On an enormous billboard that is down into the kingdom. Foster is relaxed, despite his powerful build, map in his hand, close to his. Don't cause this wreckage.
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Revachol.
Where's the drivers hand ominous, Gene?
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here. Especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then.
What's with the lever that does nothing?
It's supposed to operate the waterlock, but as noted, it's all junk right now. Disabled because of the blockage.
Why is it disabled?
Safety measure. Turns out the panel needs a special key to be reactivated. Wouldn't want anyone moving the waterlock with debris still in the channel. It'll be restarted on Wednesday morning. You want to do the honors when the time comes?
Do I ever?
Great! Just drop in on Wednesday if you want to see the waterlock at work. They say the canal crew will be here at 7:15.
Can I have some of that salami?
Sure thing. Want some too, officer?
Why not?
Do you know what's further down the coast?
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it. Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
Right. Bye. Fairly uninformative. Where do I turn in? There. Gotcha. A lot of cheap sunglasses. Already shaking.
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles right here.
What is it?
Damn, officer! You look like a mega secret spy. Very secret. They're practically made for you. I'll let you have them for 2 real and 50 cents.
Ever concealing your bloodshot and baggy eye?
No, you are definitely not buying those.
You're right, I'm due some.
Are you sure? But they look so good on you. You should think this through, officer.
Rummage through the books. They're all boring third-rate home sunglasses made of cheap Ceres plastic. Kind of plastic that melts in the sun.
These are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium design, super
Premium.
material, very cool. UV resistant. These will definitely keep your eyes safe and cool while doing your dangerous police work.
Oh. I'm kind of cellophane visor. My bargain full set brand called Amphibian, apparently. Mouthful green frog in its Bandcamp.
Oh, that visor is perfect for you, officer. It'll definitely keep the sun out of your eyes while you're shooting criminals. Bang, bang! And all for a mere 6 real.
MF5 had something we should be.
I hope not.
You don't like it? Sure, Square Joe. No problem. Let's get you some real shades.
Leave it now.
Don't be shy. These are premium class clothes. Good quality fabrics, best retro design. Save the economy with your style, officer.
Have to. Find your hands deep in tattered and faded garments made from weird polyester blend. Body itch and sweat in all the wrong ways.
Economical, but also trendy. Look firsthand. Buy secondhand. Keep the economy moving.
Find something worth salvaging from the pile of bread. Hey. No good. All you come up with is some rare treated wood pants. You can tell they're too tight around your thighs and too loose around the waist. It's just so bad you want to smash someone's face in.
All natural materials, see? Real wool, 100% skin friendly, and they're yours for only 2 real.
Pass. Ah. You were great. Gateway. River of filth. Old Austria. I took a man's street lights. Salted floor and table lamps. Gaze on the street light. Gaze. The cable cut and the wiring had been redone and Josh was no plan. My bus is faintly, but is that a street light?
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order.
Where did you get this?
It was brought to me to be altered.
I will be right back. I have returned.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property. You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
How much for the street?
700 real. A bargain, I dare say.
Right. Well, I will not be purchasing that. Bargain? No, it's not. I see George going to buy cash. Even taking into account the risk of obtaining the line, that seems to be...
There's also the matter of rewiring, but the most important transformation is the light's placement among ordinary indoor fixtures, which has adjusted its morphological field. The light became suitable for use inside the home just a few days ago.
They stare at you, thinking out papers. I want to especially catch your golden eye. Golden heart. Make sure it works before you buy it. You sure this is all I'm working on, huh?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres, even though I don't really like music.
Shopkeeper, stereotype here.
Is the Harman Welsh W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul, plays all reel-to-reel formats, 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real.
What I really must know is why it's coming out.
If police work means playing tapes, sure. You can use it for that. Or any other time you'd need to play a tape.
Beach party. And the sun and seagull stands on the breeze. Theoretically, could I bring it to a beach party?
Theoretically, yes. But we don't have time right now. It's generally murder investigation first, then beach party.
Doesn't have to be a beach, but big bugs like that, I'll bring the parties into the
You
streets.
can play it any way you like. And I guess since you're a police officer, no one can arrest you for it.
Alright. Birds and toy soldiers guy and the rest of them. They don't take some off. Rags. Others yet to drive the 700. Didn't have to die. Let's buy something nice. Sounds off. Right, sister. Take the knives on. Big men on big horses riding them along. Good day.
Franco-Nigerian nights. I used to be very serious about these guys.
Take the blue uniforms. Not all blue, these Marines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets.
This is what the loyalists looked like, yes, at first. Then they wised up and got camouflage.
I think he's royalist, so.
Which ones? Ah, those. Yes, they are. I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like the bright colours indiscriminately.
Actually, the figurine. Come on. Are these even soldiers?
You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes? Yes, they are soldiers, revolutionary soldiers. I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win. I don't like either set very much, to be honest. But there are many parents among my customers.
Kimse abi sen önce ekmek aldık. Tabii ki. Hello. If I take my pants off. What are they doing again?
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop. What can I do for you?
Yep. Let's see, as long as I see it. Where's the gun? Sorry, I feel like I'm...
Oh no, not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately, RCM or otherwise.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from. It keeps me entertained.
Hey, oh! Damn it, is probably not a damn thing. I don't get through the download system.
Let me have a look.
That's hang for the...
Oh, no. I don't like those kinds of objects. No sale. A photic path, counter-radiance network, anti-magnetism. It's darkness. That's all I know. Sell me something lighter. Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Like yourself.
I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment.
Well, I don't know about it.
Another time, perhaps.
You might... Oh, I do have a gun.
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
Oh. What? Sold? I told you my gun.
You,
Me too, that just sounded really, really bad.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia. And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind.
Not telling you the whole story, it seems he's trying to spare you. I feel there's something you're not telling me.
You weren't quiet yourself, officer.
What was I like?
You were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your life and that you can't trust yourself with it tonight. And that you need the money. When I said that I don't normally buy firearms, you put the gun barrel in your mouth and sort of sucked on it. Then I agreed to take it.
Okie dokie. He sacked on a gun. Good. Good. Very normal. Wait, how much did I sell for that?
15 real.
This has got to be the most.
No apologies necessary, officer.
What's the buyer, policeman?
She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it, and of her. Truth be told, she was terrifying.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
Maybe. I don't like it. All she intends is giving a ground blame on the
You're
citizens'
right that she
militia.
could cast aspersions on the force. We have to find her.
Any idea where I can find this buyer?
My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
Nearly my haystack. There's nothing you can do about it now. You'll just hope you. You just don't know how I lost my sidearm. Let's talk about something
Of
else.
course,
You might be able to aid
I
our
doubt
investigation.
it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have.
Know anything about the recent
I
hanging?
do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business, bad for everyone.
Think you could help me get a corpse out of
The
the tree?
corpse behind the hostel, I assume. I don't have a truck with a mounted platform or anything of that sort myself. Ask around the harbour. There might be some workers there who'd be willing to help.
Actually, that's all I've got. I want to ask about my missing gun.
Sure
again.
thing.
Well, thanks with you. Let's talk about it.
Sure, man.
I have other business to take care of now. Back in a moment. Keep looking at someone else nice.
Yes?
Hello again, officer. How...
Is what? It's a raincoat. If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real. Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
You said I wouldn't want to fuck with Freet.
Because Frit has an army.
Well, no, you mean like most neighbors, you kill people.
Yeah, like 2,000 or so.
No, Freet need an army.
I don't know. It stops people from robbing Frit, I guess. If they know there's an army, I mean, I wouldn't want to fuck with them anyway.
Businesses often hire private security this side of the river. It's an unfortunate state of affairs, but not unheard of.
But that's what
You think the police, like, bother catching shoplifters? Frit polices themselves, so yeah. Anything else you wanted?
Good.
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health. Here you go, mister.
Yes, Amber's under. Hello. Someone seems to have found himself a bottle of alcohol. Here's where the magic happens. Carbon can mass produced in terms of alcohol and the so-called object. Gods of mass production have made this alcohol container lovely, easy to open. Sure, I could have done it. That's something pop as the cap comes up. Here in your back right is like an army at attention. Oh, look. Oh, hurry now. Flash of teeth, a young woman smiling at you. Oh, yeah, passing your. Nothing. Be worried about. Physically, you're strong as an ox. Hold on, son. Who you missed? Never mind, all the bad things are melting. You're you again, a real couple, really incredibly well. Experience. Level up! Bottom right corner of the screen, there's an alcohol button. Alcohol gives +1 to skills. Physical instrument, half light, election currency. Insurance, pain threshold, and services. The void we came with, the void we must return.
Not as a general rule, but that one was justified. Better to get the lay of the land before telling people to fuck off.
Search a bottle. 380. Oh, 100% sure you got special haircut money for that. He's 100% extra chair money. Numbers on the machine told you otherwise. It's a lie.
Can I help you?
Yes?
Hello again, sweetie.
You seem to be in the
Yes,
chat.
dear. I'm a paraplegic.
What's a
It
paraplegic?
means I can't use my legs. I was in an accident some years back, injured in the line of duty, as they say.
Were you a mountaineer?
Nothing so glamorous, dear. Though when I was young, I dreamt of planting the Revacholian flag on some figurative peak.
What did you do?
I was a training and development manager at a rapidly expanding mail order shoe company. You'd think it would be a safe job, but I had to be everywhere, and well, once I happened to be under some faulty scaffolding. I was lucky. This was almost 20 years ago, and I was compensated exceptionally well. One can only dream of such payoffs nowadays.
Could I become
I
a
hope
paraplegic?
not. Although the work you are doing for all of us is quite dangerous.
Towering over around your insignia, you make it feel safe. I'm not sure I should be in this line
You're
of
a
work.
man at the peak of your physical and intellectual powers. You'll find another calling yet, I'm certain of it.
Why, thank you. Sorry, it was rude of me to measure the wheelchair. Let's move
That's
on.
quite all right. I'm used to people asking questions. I know they're thinking about it anyway.
No, she'd like to roll with
Whatever
me.
do you mean?
I'll have some cigarettes from Jones. I was thinking of the lyrics of the song. Want to roll with me?
Yes. Probably Roll With Me by the Fletchers. People often quote the Fletchers at me. Morel says it's my theme song.
I don't know if you noticed, but I don't know where I am or what I'm doing.
Yes,
Oh,
officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad.
Sure, Jackie, no matter what you say. I hope you're right. I hope it's not too bad.
You know where we are, right?
A war zone.
It does still look like that in some parts of the city, doesn't it? We are in a hostel called the Whirling in Rags, dear. And the Whirling itself is in the city of Revachol.
Okay.
Yes, and Revachol?
Was that under this contract?
How would I even begin to tell you? I haven't seen very many. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes?
It's a bad years, my late 40s or 50s. You know how old I am.
The year is 51, and spring has only just started. I'm sure there are better days ahead.
Yeah. I'm beginning to suspect that you might indeed be completely different from this reality. Thanks, Lieutenant. Not going to be that bad. Never mind. We're in this now. Outside the house, snow creeps through the cracks in the walls of the cobblestone streets. All the way down into the sewers above ground, the first Maybells blossom. You can feel it. A great cold in the chill
I can
above.
tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
You are sort of being managed by something called the Coalition.
Precisely, sweetie. Revachol is what's called a zone of control, led by an alliance of foreign powers. We have almost no government of our own, sadly.
I don't even know what to say. I'm so disappointed.
It is quite disappointing, yes. A lot of people would like some form of representation. There's talk, but for now, the RCM is all we've got. Oh dear, this is troubling. You really ought to know that, but we should stop.
That's really
Someone more
No, I'm not an encyclopedia.
Of course. Then I...
What are you doing over there, little boss? What are you doing, Crowley Coley? Pick that up. Yes, I did. Why am I looking at this one? Oh, indeed. Anything I didn't... No clue, it's just all. Many walls over my series with a warm crack, they paint feeling. Oh, the turns have tabled.
There must be another way into the building.
Jesus Christ, why did that come through so loud?
Are you trying to sneak up on me? Come to slit my throat in my sleep? Pigs come to take me out? Trying to snuff me out?
I don't think you're afraid she'll take you out one day. Oh. Are you sleeping right now?
Don't get fucking clever with me, pig. You think you're so clever. Trying to sneak up on me again?
Yep.
Yeah, you better keep walking. Look at me when I'm talking to you.
Yes, monsieur. Striker will need to get to cabin of us and makes fine as you approach.
Good evening, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce
Evening.
L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
Joyce L. What does the L stand for?
Beaton, my maiden name.
What gave us away?
Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
It's a pleasure that you're drunk.
I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
The trace of irony is all of mischief, even though it's ended such some
How
scheme.
interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines Group.
Tell me about Wild Pine. What do you...
What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
So what do they
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
How much money does Wild
I'm
Pines
not at
have?
liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
He's not then. What's it? No plastic.
Wow.
20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need to be paid. Then there are capital improvements, interest payments. A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility.
Why does Wild Pines get all these billions?
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lomantang on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
What does such a huge system want with a place like this?
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
8% of all cargo in the world. That's quite the endeavor indeed.
There are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs, the world over. I'm here to assure that doesn't happen.
Fair. You're on a boat.
Why, yes I am.
Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
The word "it" feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name. Breeze ripbles through the sails and tugs at your hair below the sleek, fish-like shape of the hull past the water. Beneath out of resounding darkness, you're reminded of something awesome. Fun. Cool, but your boat really needs a
Okay.
name.
How about Cordelati 19? Why? Because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called Cordelati, and its hull is 19 paces long.
How about Dolores?
Why Dolores?
I just like the name for some reason.
Well, it means nothing to me. I think I'll stick with the factory name.
Oh yeah,
but
what
thank you for
kind
the
of boat
suggestion.
is it?
It's a pleasure craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
How do you like it?
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
I really do. The lieutenant thinks, is she turned off yet? The woman just here. Not a lot of people on
Of
boats,
course
are
there
there?
are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
Wait, we're on an archipelago?
Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
Caillou? I thought we were in Revachol.
We are, and the city of Revachol is on the island of Lakayu.
Still, I haven't seen anyone on sail a boat around here.
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
Do you have a license for this boat?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The grounds of her teeth are porcelain white as the boat's hull as she's out. Qualified pleasure craft operator, so charming. Where's the damn license? Can I see your license?
I just renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It is completely seaworthy. In fact, it's taken part in not one, but two insulindic regattas. Even finished once.
What happened the
other time? I would have finished the race were it not for an urgent work matter, much like the one I'm on now.
Still need to see a license.
Actually, you don't.
What do you mean?
The Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM the authority to demand anyone's operator license. It's a little-known fact among us law officials.
Right. Exactly how little known is this?
I was just being polite. Even school children know the Wayfarer Act.
So... I guess. I mean, look at me.
No need to resort to self-pity, detective. You can still ask for her passport.
You need to surface you want that for a second. Come on now. Yes, I'm going to need to see your passport.
Of course.
Look at her passport. The silence, I know the waves lap up against the hull in your hand under the plastic light blue passport saying Republica Vespa. His arms is a lion and ostrich, his aunt. Photo page. Woman, born in the year 3 in the commune of Revachol, smiles at you. Face adorned with 3 lines and cursory. Photos recent. The name reads Rejoice Leighton Messier. Your name is Rejoice?
Yes. But please don't call me that.
Why?
Joyce is much more efficient.
She doesn't like it. Probably a bad mean girls at school or something ancient love her. You're from Vespa?
My husband is. I have dual citizenship. A Vespertine is handier when travelling.
Everything appears to be in order. I think I have a handle on the boat thing. What can you tell me about this strike?
Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
What if I want to hear about trade
First,
secrets?
You'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade and Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
An octopus, I will say.
Good luck. It's only kept in place by the vested interests of half the civilized world, including your own.
What the ma'am means is that the Emergencies Act and the RCM both get their authority from the coalition government.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
What is your role?
I believe the official title is Senior Labour Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
Abominable Turtle. What a name, I love it. Welcome, Abominable Turtle. Aww. What a shit. That's such a good name. Shit. I believe the official time for the senior labor negotiation.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
You mean Jean-Luc, my race mentor, is a great teacher, a man of virtue.
Oh, so you've met him. Has he beguiled you with his inane theories?
My colleague has his peculiarities. Let's not go into this particular one just yet.
Of course. To each their own.
How are the talks going before the
Let's
lynching?
say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
What's happening to this? Yeah. What happened to this Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to, how did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Okay then.
Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
What are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker, a member of the board.
Over-aggressive coming posturing.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board.
Most of them probably don't know what that
Fortunately, they
means.
explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, Not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
Looks gonna be kings. The king's
That
king.
may well be. It's not up to me to decide who is king, but as negotiations go, it's not a swell start.
What are you going to do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position. A hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
I wouldn't know anything about
Excuse
that.
me. From whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out. The scabs at the gate, did you put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the Union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least.
Tell me about this union boss, Mr. Clare.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Is it that bad?
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother,
Who's a
Edgar.
nippy baby? Wait, there are two of them.
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the union itself outside the Brothers
The
Clare?
Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
Gently flick the lamp for the
Indeed, and a hungry one. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the leech always hungers.
One more thing. You said something happened in the election.
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Hearing?
Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, but what could they do? It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
That's all I need here. Let's change the
Of course.
topic.
How else can I help?
What can you tell me about this lynching?
Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Well, awkwardness washes over situation. Oh, does that concern him? Remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it.
See. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything as well. The city, nothing.
Oh dear. I suppose this does explain some of the more curious turns in our conversation.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Hang on, she's a professional negotiator. You have some sort of mutually beneficial agreement? What kind of arrangement would it be? Useful favors, dirty alliance of some. Are you fucking kidding me? But, madam, I need to know about this lynching. It's very important to me. It's the case
I
of
assure you, it is no small matter for me either. We all share the responsibility for disarming this situation. I hope you have a badge for me as soon as possible.
You have so much else. I have only this. This is the entirety of my existence. Oh, for example, in homes I only have this case.
Officer.
I don't remember anything except this lynching. Only this coast and this lynching.
You know, I don't mean to sound cold, but if you want something, you have to give something back. More than just guilt.
You're trying to spite your own best efforts, you're still getting in somehow.
I'll be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something tangible. The Union is conducting drug trade out of the harbour. It's an open secret in Martinez. Surely it must not come as a complete surprise to the RCM either. Perhaps it's time to look into it. Or you can find your badge, which honestly seems like a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Excuse us for a moment, madam. Okay, you like the house up, brother. What? Almost the time to come take the bath, fast. As a blood and flesh. What is my own testing going on about? I'm just in the terms meant to be like the secretary system, but what's the hard stuff? Fascism, brother. What is fascism, like you said? Many things, but mostly about trusting you. What does your gut tell you is the source of River Charles' problem? Amen. Oh man, men of woe. What the fuck? That's what fascism. Am I having some kind of stomach seizure? Truth, you have me some truth. Why am I getting this? In the heart. Fascism sounds so bad there. What if we called it something else, like a traditionalism? Okay, yes, let's call it that. Good thinking. Okay, stomach. I made up my mind about fascism. You're going to keep your vows, right? Vows, I will keep my vows. The glory of the rubbish nation. So, you know, okay, right. Absolutely not. I'm going to be not going to be plagued by an upset stomach. There's a slow, painful growl somewhere in your intestines, snuck in your alcohol and gorged liver. It's one of betrayal and disappointment. What the fuck was that?
Some kind of superstar.
You must be some kind of superstar.
They say the world isn't ready for a rock and roll cop. No one wants their state monopoly on violence to be mixed with celebrity worship. They claim to know it would be dangerous for detectives to rise to the ranks of demigods and have sexual encounters with barely legal cover girls. It would be insane, they say. To all this, you say, fuck off and die, in a cool voice. You people have no idea how good these cops are gonna get. They're gonna crack 20 cases a day. In the future, cops will be like astrophysicists, or prime ministers, or prophets. And you're the first one.
The bonuses. Learning cap. Raised. Right. Yes, Kim? What's up?
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
I met the cafeteria manager for
You should take care of that, then.
I don't have the money.
Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the street. We'll figure something out.
If I was a situation where he's doing his best not to be feeling what's the more we do.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
How did you hope it would
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchman.
Oh, so we're henchmen
This
now.
woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
Oh, shit. There's a limit to how much of the consequences of your unpushed behavior was the investigation. We could just, find my badge.
That would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters. You could request a new one from the station, but that would literally take months.
Sorry for putting this in.
I'm sure you will, Detective.
What do you...
No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done, and demand for her information on the lynching.
Let's get back to it
then. You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Okay. Tell me about this alleged
It's
drug
quite
trafficking.
straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samaran Isla into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
Shit, yeah, baby, it's the party pipeline. Why would you want to shut that down? Why are you trying to shut down the party pipeline?
I assure you, officer, these are not the sort of parties you'd want to attend.
Make this straight. The materials come from some rubbish out through the tunnel.
Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no, As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut.
And you want us to investigate?
Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dockworkers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
Am I going to need bolt cutters for this?
Unlikely, officer. I'm talking about the lorries. Once the ingredients reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they may be vulnerable. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment. I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
It's no good as the lorries are stranded there like that, is
No.
it?
We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However, this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue. Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Tract and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
What proof you have that the Union
How
is
do you think
involved?
they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves.
Do you think the strike is being funded with source ingredients for drones?
Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
So she tried looking to herself, that she's cleaning up the target and looking for Laura and complaining. Why did you come to the RCM earlier?
We did. On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence.
Well, here's your chance, officers.
Okay, I made up my mind about the smuggling investigation. We'll take this case, probe the driver, and see what he
Excellent.
is.
According to my reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers lingering near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance.
Do you know something about these
That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
So you know something about
Better not tie the fourth day to the backstay on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
He wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her heart. You seem smart. I need someone to give me the lowdown on this reality, Marie.
This reality?
It's related to that medical episode. I'm trouble remembering even the most basic terms of reality.
Ah, yes. The episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy, now that I think of it.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer. I'll help however I can.
Alright, sure. Begin with the first one. You appear worldly. Where are we?
We're in Martinez, baby.
Baby?
A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
I'm a disco holder myself.
Aren't we all?
And what is Martinez?
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour. North of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year.
Tell me more about
I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. This place used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its work. The reeds are the real star of the show here now. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets.
Let us see, what sea is this?
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean.
Are we near the ocean?
Yes. We're on an island in an ocean, the world's largest body of water, the Insulindic.
Yes. Lukewarm and unknowable, flowing in outside. What's the name of this island?
Caillou, as you already know. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the river Esperance. We're in the delta of this river, on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary.
Yeah, this pebble. Yeah, that's Martinez. What's Revachol?
Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city.
Kind of city.
The great kind.
What makes Revachol?
History detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries.
Okay. Who built this?
The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile-Marat, depending on your creed.
When was Revachol built?
In the DeLorean century. 380 years ago.
And why will it resolve?
They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men.
Why here?
We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
So, we're in an unimportant part of an important
I think
world.
it's fair to say so. Martinez is about 22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Oh, right. There is no recognition, right? When?
We are where we are. I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately. Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Ma'am, Messier will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
It's better not to eat all your candy at once.
Indeed. I'm always at your service.
What is... This comes out of the Valentine's Jr. of the Chad Temple checked him to rabbit black dog. He's left his pun name. You heard what happened. Sunset. Yes, he lost his mind. Worry me and... What?
You? You're an officer of the RCM.
Revachol Citizen Militia.
Preciso mundo.
Good. And what is the Revachol Citizen?
Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, Detective.
Yes, we are the Revachol Citizens Militia.
You said facto.
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin.
What do you mean?
The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, three pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit of foreign capital.
All three are good to know when we are out policing.
Basically, I'm thrilled for foreign.
There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the RCM keeps everything the way our seemingly permanent provisional rulers like it. Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. Let me tell you, dear, they are not fans of you.
Why?
The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare, a botched privatization scheme, a nuclear pile meltdown. They called it the international zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative. They will never forgive you.
That's somewhat of an exaggeration. In reality, ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement. Revacholians get to keep the peace in Revachol, and the coalition doesn't have to worry about it. Anyway, sorry to intrude. Please continue.
Yes, Lieutenant. Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are, to me, is the police. The only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol.
Thank you, Mom.
And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I'm here to help. A bird? A Svenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions? Ah! This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot. Or two.
Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33.
A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old. This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta. That was before the war, of course. Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off.
Splat, splat.
Wonderful.
Okay. What is...
The girl in the old lady rags. Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture.
Infraculture?
Yes. You and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags. She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
I'm explaining the same thing.
Young people who dye their hair funny colours and wear old people's clothes are stupid, and their little rebellion is self-defeating. All right. What next?
That's all for now.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
You seem rich. Can I have some money? You want to something. Right. No orange pills, Look at you. Your legs tight and side of you. Yeah, stick to your fag, you know. Four. Where's balls? You can't. What's this feeling? Hey? Really big. This isn't sound like you, have you? What shit? Stop quick. Stop something. What you belittle yourself in these eyes of oozing in.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
Do I ask for some money? Or did you send chat? Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, it's just a point anyway. What that is.
Excuse me? I didn't hear you.
You meant to say was... Thank you, that's all for now.
Of course, Detective. Take care.
Yes?
Can I help you? Yes. Have you got it?
I was wondering if it could come to some sort of
Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
I understand your predicament as the manager. However, I feel I must remind you that we are here to conduct an important investigation that also affects your business.
Forgive me for saying this, but your colleague seems more committed to drinking, and...
Brings back a bit out of the tense vehicle.
I mean no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment. Not until you bring me the money.
Okay, I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here.
I really didn't want to resort to this kind of thing.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here.
I have something here we could sell. Look in the back, in the suspect transport enclosure.
Look at the suspect transport enclosure. Here's the back of the motor carriage. Looks rather uncomfortable. Full shiny hubcaps are stacked against the seat.
I confiscated this for a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal.
What are those?
There are spinner hubcaps, frivolous things you put on your wheels. When the wheels come to a stop, the caps keep on spinning. There's no real use for them, it's just for vanity.
What do you mean you confiscated them?
A couple of weeks ago, I stopped a young man for going slower than the speed of traffic. Turns out he was some coalition official's son and high. Mm-hmm. I took them and arrested him for driving under the influence.
I guess I would have confiscated them too.
That they are. I was going to take them into evidence, but they weren't necessary for conviction. He never asked for them back.
Did you want to put these spinners on your
No,
machine?
no, that would be silly. I don't know why I kept them. It doesn't matter. I couldn't put them on this MC anyway. A cop with spinners. That would be outrageous.
Yes, outrageous they go. I'm sorry.
As I said, they are useless anyway. I should have remembered I have these earlier.
Thank you. Thanks. I appreciate it. Monitoring and telling me now we know you're a copper. Hey, there are copper types. Yes, those. Being on the Whips Cup, and you're the being on the Superstar Cup, and just the Sorry Cup. Sorry, I'm not sure. I'll be sorry, sorry official names. Here's active enthusiasm going on here. No, actually, I'm not sorry. Actually, I don't mind. Let's see. What do they have to talk to Jonas? Jonas said the sorry cup, I think. Of course you want. You can get something.
Greetings on this fine night. What brings you here? The pawn shop is always open.
He's right high, yes. Okay. Two more minutes about the movement of light on that's super. Drug developed by the military to prevent radiation sickness and has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow. Is it just me, or is it really warm in here?
I try to keep the shop at a comfortable temperature.
There's a note of English in his voice. Interesting. Let's try and approach them as you feeling the means. Say.
I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade. You know, after the People's Pile disaster. Had to take Perolidon for radiation sickness. That's what you were hinting at just now, wasn't it? A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you too.
We were on about this emergency relief brigade.
We were an all-volunteer force. Self-organized. Tried to help the fire brigades contain the spill. I lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperance. Didn't have the art to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud. Years getting sick. There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened, and why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment, and early deaths. Cancer mostly. And we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could.
Who saw it wasn't the generator?
No one's. Everyone's. A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen? The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and all the assorted junk in it. So I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far away from Forburg as I can. Still in the same city, but I like the theory more than the story. Outward movement, not vortices.
Can you say try Holiday with me?
Have you tried it before?
It's a bank. Doesn't want to. What have you? Yeah, I've tried it once. Thank you.
Here you go, man.
Thanks, man.
Of course.
Yes, we'd like to sell these hubcaps.
Yes, these are very, very good. Did you defraud some foreign prince for them? Jump a mesk banger? No matter. I'll give you 200 real.
No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you.
Of course, I meant no offense. 200 real for you, officer. Delightful doing business with you. Do come again.
Thank you. Here's the 130 real you need for your bill. Do not waste it.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Don't have anything.
Another time, perhaps.
No other business to take care of now.
I help you?
What about that money?
Yes. Have you got it?
I have your money.
Well?
Here it is.
Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow.
I'm sorry about his behavior for your sake now that you have money.
I'll unlock the electronic lock to your room. All the doors lock automatically at 9 p.m. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
Yes? Yes? What do you want to know? You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you again? There's no reason to wing anything. If you didn't get the brief, 3 days ago, the RCM emerged. During that time, the victim... Okay then. Good. Just a moment. You had some questions earlier, I believe. And besides, we should discuss our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Yep.
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM?
Nice smoke skin.
I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
I'm actually devastated cool with a cigarette. A cigarette is such a great idea. I think I'm going to have one too.
You're cold, detective. Again, I only have exactly one every night.
How did you get so cold, Kim?
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy.
Keeping the habit within the parameters and giving ourselves takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit. Right then, the debrief.
It's been a long and eventful day.
How do you think today went?
Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that state, but we did it. Our inspection could have been more thorough, as it always can, but we have some leads we can follow up on. The body is still hanging from that tree, which is unfortunate. And there's still much to do at the crime scene.
He's not particularly satisfied with the progress we've made. I don't feel it was quite Don't worry, Kim. I'll be much better shape
I
tomorrow.
look forward to that. As for the interviews, we weren't able to find the union leader, Evrard Claire, much less interview him. So that's on the to-do list for tomorrow. We tried to interview the Wild Band's rep, but she asked us to do something for her first. Fine, so be it. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get her to talk to us. Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
I'm really curious about why you're running so fast, son. Too much to tell you about, sorry. I don't know why I do the things I do.
It's impressive, especially for a man your age. And in those hills. Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange.
What are our powers exactly, the RCM?
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule. The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Revachol.
Wouldn't that be an easy power to abuse?
Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM.
Okay, what else?
We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station call slip. It prevents confusion and overcrowding.
But how can you be sure the arrestee will show up?
You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up.
Powerful, so you can't. I see, and if someone was...
As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in the watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power.
Wait, so if I kill someone, why
you
not
have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best.
What happens to the people we convict?
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Couron and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
And it's the coalition government that makes all these rules.
And the moral intern, more broadly, but yes.
The Moral Intern, what is it?
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
If I didn't know, how would you describe
They're
them?
a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world.
What do they believe in?
What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
What is their symbol?
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Something ominous. Something even a little feminine. Who was Dolores Day?
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me.
Or you, she's something right. What do you think of them?
The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
Oh, that's some kind of affection. You like the moral.
Yes, I did, when I was younger. In my 20s, I considered myself a moralist. A blue forget-me-not, a piece of the sky. They're not all that bad. But the years have changed that. I don't know what I believe in now. No, I believe in the RCM. That's enough for me.
I have an opinion on the moral.
Do you?
Done an awful job here. You seen the place? This is.
We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim to enforce come from the MI. Without them, we are simply vigilantes.
Yeah, actually, vigilantes is okay.
Then you will adore Martinez. For many of these people, the Union especially, vigilantes is precisely what we are. Personally, I don't enjoy it much.
East-West is welcome. I was choosing. Dying lights of this. Arsonist. And it looks at this soldier. I like.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different inland, in Jamrock and the GRIH.
Why are they like
it's
this?
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. It's like I told you, this place is an orphan, falling between the cracks.
And in Jamrock and Legree?
We run this city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works, our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
Night. Captain Tellme Price steps into the yard. Piebald horse waits by the motor carriage, chewing oats out of an oat bag. Seagulls fly overhead. The sky is black. Captain Price wears a black suit and a standard patrol coat as he mounts the horse to head home. Precinct 41 with a dome roof glowing distant. Around him, the streets are silent. A kid on the corner waves at the captain as he takes a turn on petition and mane. The horse neighs. The captain nods back. Thanks, kid, he thinks. He's grateful. I hope our investigation will help improve the situation here. At least do some
Me
good.
too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
Thank you for this.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
You have in your hand is a fantastic colourful tie with 4 or 5 different hands that don't remind you of a noose. Hey, I got my tie. My tie? Oh, it's all right. She's. Oh, alright. On that fucking note. The sheets for your horse and climbing against your skin. The bed says you need to wait. You just stretch out and find enclosure. And then sleep doesn't come. But obviously you won't be able to your eyes closed without having to lie. But also synthetic feelings of brains are hard on sleep. Feel like it was your toes stretching over your supper into your body here, intimate, warm breathing. Under your thumbing eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colours you won't get off your supper. Roll over to the other side. What about colours, see? Why? You're still trying to solve the case, isn't it? Who killed him? Something to do with, what was it the lieutenant said? Union? Let's come again, your thoughts lost between the slowing brainwaves. No more thoughts, fall asleep now. The breathing steady as a great silence washes over you until your eyelids in your sleep. Images. Alrighty, bro. That stopping or what? Okay. Well then. There we go. Oh. Whoa. Is that? Am I tripping or is like everything kind of? Whoa. Everything a bit crazy. I don't know. Anyway. About time. Need to peace out. Go on. As I always say, be good to yourselves, be good to each other, be awesome. Because that's what you are. Until next time, true believers. Excelsior.